It's been well over 2 years since the release of Battlefield 2042, and to my surprise, there are still things that haven't been fixed in this game. So here are a list of things that absolutely need to be changed in Battlefield 2042. First on the list we have is the spawning system. Spawning into a round is something so simple that people tend to dismiss at times, but it can have such a big impact on how you play the game. When playing Battlefield 2042, I've honestly noticed that you get two different types of spawns. The first being you either get spawned right in front of the enemy and in between gunfire, which then leads to immediate death and then leads to just basically raging. The second type of spawn you get is getting spawned maybe like 100 miles away from the flag point that you wanted to deploy, which leads to endlessly running, and that leads to just getting bored of the game. It's basically just pick your poison at this point. Now, they have gotten better with this as the game progressed with each update, but it's still an issue I've noticed. And to add on to the spawning issue, you can't spawn on a teammate who's on a parachute for some reason. I don't know why this is still a thing. Maybe they wanted to make the game more realistic in a sense that you can't deploy mid-air. I honestly don't know, but it's dumb in my opinion. Quick mid-video shout out to Formal Paul for finding last video's hidden character. For this one, there's going to be a character from Spider-Man hidden throughout the clips. Same rules apply. First to comment down below the name of that character with the correct timestamp gets a shout out on the next video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's get it. Next on the list we have are the maps, and this was an issue since launch, so there is no surprise on why this is on the list. The maps are just not what we know Battlefield to be. They were way too big, they have no cover, and the flag points just didn't make any sense. Now they did rework the maps from launch, but it seems more so like they put a band-aid on the issue rather than fix it. The maps now are just playable. They're not good, they're just playable, that's it. And adding on to the map situation, it doesn't help when you're constantly being put into the same map back to back. The map rotation in Battlefield 2042 is awful and hasn't yet to be fixed at all. You're being put into the same 2 to 3 maps on repeat, which just kills the enjoyment of the game. And the last thing I want to add regarding the map issue is the mini map. I feel like it's something so that no one really talks about, but I honestly use this so much while playing and it helps a lot. The current mini map we have now sucks compared to the previous ones we've had. It takes up the entire screen to the point where you can't see what you're doing, so I'm not really a fan of it. Moving on to number 3 on the list, we have the specialists, specifically their gadgets and abilities. I'm more so old school and prefer the OG classes we had before, but given that Battlefield 2042 now has these specialists, I've grown to accept them. Now, this doesn't mean I enjoy them. The issue lies on their gadgets like I mentioned earlier. I feel like they need to be tweaked just a bit to make sure the game is better and more enjoyable. The first 2 examples that come to mind when I'm talking about this are Angel and of course the fan favorite Dozer. When it comes to Angel, I feel like they should adjust his supply drop to spawn next to him instead of dropping from the sky. This would eliminate the whole issue of him not being able to get a supply crate when indoors or getting stuck on top of something like a building or whatever. And then the next example that comes to mind, like I said, would be Dozer. This man's shield is just too OP, man. If you guys have played 2042, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You throw rockets at it or you plant C5s and it comes out without a scratch, just starts shining on the sun. Like, it makes sense for bullets, I guess, but when it comes to explosives, you gotta be more realistic and have that shield break or at least crack, bro. Like, come on. Coming in at number 4, we have assist counts as kill. For some reason, this was not implemented into Battlefield 2042, and it's not a major issue, but it's something I would like to be fixed, or I guess added into the game. It can be so annoying when you do 90% of the damage against an enemy, and someone, like I guess a third party, comes in to finish the kill, and you don't get no credit for it. I feel like this also just takes enjoyment out of the game, and it also hurts those who are struggling with their KD ratio to go up. People are missing so many kills because of this. Last but not least, we have destruction. The Battlefield series is best known for being destructive, buildings collapsing, vehicles exploding, all that good stuff. But sadly, this wasn't the case in Battlefield 2042. The game was lacking in this department, and it took away from what we most loved about the game. It seems like they were just more so focused on the idea of a futuristic game instead, and clearly this was a bad mistake on their fault, and they've been trying to, I guess, make up for it throughout all these updates and seasons. It's just like the saying goes, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's pretty much my list of the main issues that need to be changed in Battlefield 2042. Of course, there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I feel like these were the most annoying to me personally, I guess. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you agree on the list, what would you add? What would you take away? Yada yada. Lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Would really mean a lot. I think we just now hit that 500 mark. Crossing my fingers, nobody unsubscribed, but yeah, man, big milestone. So make sure we got to keep grinding. Now the next goal is at 1K mark. So make sure to subscribe to help the channel out. But that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And like always, make sure to be back for the next one. Peace.